Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have no notes for today's video. I'm just going to be rambling. Hope you enjoy though. Today I'm talking about why I think life is not a competition and you shouldn't act as if it is. I have been thinking about this a lot, not just in my own life of how I see other people act like life is a competition, but also so many people online act the same way too, when I think it's just really stupid, and I'm going to talk about why. So, whenever I talk about self improvement to other people, it's never to put them down, and I always never try to actually point things out that they're doing wrong in a way to make it seem like I'm doing better because I don't care. But it seems like a lot of people actually think that I'm judging them when really I'm not. I love talking about my finances. I love talking about what I'm reading, what I'm watching, who I listened to, like the podcast I listened to earlier. So I just love talking about whatever is going on in my life. And sometimes that means talking about self-improvement. I love going to the gym. I've been going to the gym for probably, I think, 4 years now. I think this is my fourth year, and it's been such an incredible habit that I've built up. Even though, at least right now, it may not look like I go to the gym, trust me when I say I wish I had progress pictures I could show you. When I first went, I never took any progress pictures, and I still don't. Because at this point, I'm like 4 years in, there's kind of no point. But the only person I see myself in competition with is myself. I never try to compare myself to other people. Now, obviously, sometimes our minds literally act like we don't control them, and they just make us compare ourselves to other people when we aren't even trying to. But I don't really have a big problem with that, so I don't really tend to compare my body that much to other people's. Obviously, I'll admire them, and sometimes I'll kind of say, offhand, oh, I wish I looked like that. But I don't actually feel a vendetta against that person because I don't look like them. The gym is one habit that I've built up over the past few years, and I kind of have to wake up early to go to the gym, especially when I'm here home from college. See, I don't have a car here. I technically don't even have my own car. But in order to borrow my brother's car, I just wake up early so that way if he has to go to work or has anything to do, like the gym opens at 5, I'm out here by 5. That way it doesn't interfere. I can go to the gym. He can do whatever he has to do later in the day if he has something to do. I do that to myself. I wake up early because I love being awake before everyone else. I love the quiet. I love that it's still dark outside. It's like the coldest it's going to be in the day. And also, I'm kind of crazy. I don't think other people are lazy because they don't wake up early for the gym. I don't care. I personally don't care. I am crazy. I love the gym so much. And if I have to wake up early to get there, I will. That's what I will do because I enjoy it. It has nothing to do with thinking I'm better for being an early riser. No, I will say it kind of sucks being someone who, when they wake up early, that also means that they have to go to bed early in order to have a good night's sleep because so many people love doing things out at night, which is fun. Sometimes I'll join them. But when I have to go to the gym the next morning, I'm kind of should I really go out for BJ's at 8:30 p.m.? 8:30, that's kind of when I want to go to bed. Even though I wake up at 4, 8:30 is kind of actually a little late for waking up at 4 a.m. But that's all to say, I do it because I love the gym. I don't do it to think that I'm better than anyone else. And also, when I talk about other habits that I like doing, like reading or trying to purchase things in a more sustainable way, which means not only buying from brands and avoiding some brands, but that also means saving money when I don't have to buy anything. And it also means thrifting some things. When I talk about self improvement, where it comes to, I want to read more books, I want to avoid these brands, I talk about them because I love talking about myself. I don't talk about them to put other people down, and it kind of gets me a little annoyed when people get defensive when the whole point of it wasn't for me to say, "Oh, I think you're a bad person because you do this," and I don't, so I'm better than you because I don't care. The only person I'm in competition with is myself from well, honestly, the time kind of ranges. Sometimes I compare myself to a month ago. Sometimes it'll be a year ago. Sometimes it'll even be 5 years. I remember many, many years ago, I would not look at what's in my bank account. And obviously, I didn't have any bills, I didn't have any subscriptions, but sometimes I would overdraft it because I was being stupid. Because I bought something that I really wanted, but I didn't even check if I had the money for it. Now, I don't think you'd ever catch me dead overdrafting for something that like is not a necessity. Obviously, if I need something urgent, then I would overdraft, but like I would not do that for just like a piece of clothing or movie tickets or something like that. So that's something where I'd compare a few years ago. Same thing with the gym. Like 5 years ago, I wouldn't go. A few years ago, I also never read for pleasure. I never read for fun. And I honestly think that school kind of like ruins reading because you don't have a choice about the books you read. Like, I hated Catcher in the Rye. I really liked The Crucible. I loved that one. I kind of liked The Great Gatsby. But because you don't get to pick the books, a lot of people just think that like all of the books out there, if they didn't enjoy reading in school, all of the books out there are going to be the same. And they're going to have the same bad experience. And then I learned that that is not true because I got a book for Christmas and I ended up really liking it. And so then I just realized I should go to Barnes& and Noble. I should go look at books that I can get. Also, I remember being a kid and going to the library. That was a lot of fun. Like reading as a kid, that was fun. And then once like you get to middle school and high school and you read more challenging books, they tend to be boring. And also, like, they kind of make you read books at an age that you don't understand them. Like, yesterday, I went to see the Odyssey movie directed by Christopher Nolan, and I remembered, like, all the stuff that was happening, especially because my, like, school had us read the Odyssey, the real one, not, like, dumbed down version. No, the real Odyssey by Homer in 6th grade, which to you that might seem normal. I mean, and for my school district, it was normal, but like thinking back at who I was in 6th grade and like all the other people in my 6th grade, we were not capable of really understanding that book. I don't know why they made us read that book. If you're reading books like that in 6th grade, you're going to think every other book out there is going to be trash. It's going to be boring. You're not going to be able to understand it. And it's hard to teach kids that learning can be fun when they don't really have a choice. Now, when I'm older and like college is a choice for me, reading books is a choice, I love making the choice to learn. But it's hard for people who never learn to enjoy reading to get them to read. So I love improving myself, but I also understand where other people can't. And I don't fault them for that, especially because there's so many things that are out of our control, like pollution. You can do your best, but there's also like people taking like 30-minute flights on private jets. So it's like, is it really in your control or is it in some like billionaire's control with like all of these private jets? Main reason I think it's unhealthy to compare yourself to others and think of yourself in a competition with others is because the competition that you're actually competing in is kind of unwritten. If you're the one competing against your past self, you get to set the rules. Like, okay, this year I read X amount of books. I want to read more books next year. That's the rules of the game. But if you're in a competition with someone else, then you're competing against some like arbitrary number. Oh, this person read 20 books this year, so I got to read 50. Or this person lost X amount of weight, so I want to lose this weight. Also, the competitiveness around body size I've noticed online is crazy because I am someone, I've talked about this in my last video, I'm taking the lowest dose of Zepbound. As I've said, I've gone to the gym very consistently for the past 4 years. I am taking Zepbound because the gym is a great habit. It's my eating that's kind of screwed, and it's helped me to eat less. That is how it works. When I see other people talking about how they want to get diarrhea lettuce to lose like the last 5 pounds, I'm like, pick a better struggle, please. Why do we want to contract a parasite just to like fit into a swimsuit? Buy a bigger swimsuit. Buy bigger clothing that fits you instead of wishing that you got some like deadly diarrhea lettuce parasite so that you can like look body tea for your Instagram. Like, no. I think another bad thing about competing with other people instead of yourself is that the competition isn't fair. You never know what things that the other person like totally benefits from that are out of your control. That person could have really rich parents that you have no idea about. They could be super skinny like genetically. or they could have an eating disorder. You don't know. So why are you competing with someone who, A, you don't fully know, so you don't even know if there's someone you should be competing with? I think that all competitions are made up. And so if you're going to play in a made up competition, it's more fair to yourself to compete with like your past self, because then you actually know all of your circumstances. Whereas if you try competing with someone that you found online, like an influencer, or even just someone in your personal life, you may think you know all of the circumstances around them when really you don't. They could have invisible privilege that you have no clue about, because either they're unaware or they're hiding it because they're like embarrassed to have that privilege. I know, like I said before, sometimes we really can't control it. Try your best to notice when you see yourself comparing yourself to other people. Try to focus on something else, or think, hey, maybe I didn't read as many books as them, but I still read more than I did last year. Anyway, that's all for my rambling video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed filming this a little bit and getting some of this stuff off my chest. See you in the next video. Bye.